And finally, phospholipids, which are also lipids. And these are going to be very important because these are the main component of your plasma membrane. So main component of cell membrane. All right. What are phospholipids made up? Made up of? So they're going to be made of three things. One, a glycerol molecule. Okay. And let me just make a little bit of a tangent here. Phospholipids, they're going to be very similar to fats. You'll see their structure is going to be very similar. So fats have, for example, triglycerides have glycerol. Well, phospholipids have glycerol. Uh, fats also have fatty acids, and phospholipids also has fatty acids. However, these are only going to have two fatty acids. So two fatty acid chains. So what changes is this, that a phospholipid, besides having the glycerol and two fatty acid chains, they're going to have a phosphate functional group. Okay. So, and that's the thing. So I'm going to say let's just label them differently here. Glycerol here, number one, right? Glycerol molecule over here, and it's going to have the other two is going to be your fatty acid tails, which are number two over here. This is going to be your fatty acid tails. Okay, and then finally number three, this is going to be your phosphate group over here, phosphate group. Okay, so that is how phospholipids are made, or what they're made of. Phospholipids, that we probably already know, are something called amphipathic, which means that they have a polar end and they have a non-polar end, right? So the polar end is going to be the head, and this polar end is going to be hydrophilic. It likes water, or interacts with water. Interacts with water. And the non-polar ends, or the tails, these are going to be hydrophobic. Which means that do not interact with water. Do not interact with water. So it's like they have personalities, right? Because of how it's made, phospholipids, or what they're made of, the part of it can hang out with water, the other part cannot. Hydrophilic, let me do this in a different color. This is hydrophilic head, okay? I'm gonna put here as A, hydrophilic head, and this is gonna be the hydrophobic tails. And that's why they are part of your cell membrane, because they make a bilayer. Remember, the cell membrane is a phospholipid bilayer. Bilayer because it has two layers, right? And here's our layers. This is one layer here and one other layer here. And as you can see, why is it a great component, or why is it great to be the component of the cell membrane? Because there's a lot of water over here, and there's a lot of water over here. Okay, so there's water on both sides, and the outside, let's just say this is going to be the outside, this is going to be the inside. So for the heads here, the heads can interact with water. The heads here can interact with water. However, the stuff that does not like water is going to stay inside here. Okay, and that was the phospholipid.